live.
Yo, E.
All right. Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back to another episode of the King's Vibe podcast. My name is Kwame. I'm your host. And today I got with me my main man, my ace right here, Aldrich,
Hey.
A.K. Kittles. Man, he been here before, but, for the sake of people that are new to the channel, we'll have him introduce himself. But today's episode is really special. We are outdooring his latest book. Your first book? First book. It's a debut right here, right?
Hey.
So we are doing his book. We're gonna talk about it here. Welcome, AK. Welcome.
Hey man, I
again.
appreciate you for having me again.
for
It's
sure,
always
for sure.
an honor and a pleasure, man, to be on the King Vibes, man.
I appreciate the fact that the first time your book is gonna go out and people are gonna see it would be on this podcast. So I really appreciate that.
For sure, man. I wouldn't want it no other way, man.
Yep. But to kick it off, tell us about yourself. I'm more interested in what about you led to this book.
First and foremost, AK go by Aldrich Kittles, but I go by AK. So obviously you guys know I'm in the Navy. Been in the Navy 13 years. Recently promoted to chief. Aviation.
Big deal.
Hey, aviation ordnance type, IOS type. And I'll be commissioned in 2026 in August. But like down to the nitty gritty, like what really made me write this workbook is this last deployment that I just recently came off of. It was supposed to be a 6-month deployment. And then, we about to get ready to head back to the crib. We got hit with, hey, you finna get extended. And we're like, okay. We get hit extended for 3 months. And oh, by the way, you going to the 5th Fleet. We going to put warheads on foreheads. You know what I'm saying? So the mental capacity that you got to have after running a race that long for 6 months and then being in a leader position where you got to rally the troops that's already burnt out at the 6-month mark. And you got to go really do your job as an AO. When you putting warheads on foreheads and you going to war, it's an ugly thing, but that's my job. You know what I'm saying? Like other people stay and watch, cut hair, cook food. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to actually like getting down and dirty in war,
Yeah.
like that's what we do. So I got to rally the troops, motivate, you know what I'm saying, young adults that ain't never been in this type of situation before, never been to the 5th Fleet, the Middle East,
Yep.
and everybody already tired, want to go home, burnt out. Man, got junior sailors that done lost parents, done lost family members. So people really, mind ain't there. The emotions ain't there. The morale ain't there.
Yeah.
And, being in weapons department, we a big department, big divisions on the carrier. So me being in a leadership position, I'm in charge of like 90 to 100 junior sailors. So all of their problems, all of their emotions, anything that's going on in their life, that type of stuff comes straight to me, directly to me. And each one of them got their own problems, own personality, that I got to deal with, not even including my own.
Well, so this is what I'm really interested in knowing, right? And we'll talk about your book here shortly. The book is right here. It's we'll talk about it here shortly. But while you on deployment, right, you still got life going on for yourself too.
Yeah.
But you're in the leadership position, and you still got to take care of other junior sailors. Some of these people, this is the first time in the Navy. First time. Haven't seen anything.
Majority.
They probably flew to the ship, and this is the first time ever seen anything in combat, stuff like that.
Yeah.
How are you able to still have your life and your affairs in order while you still motivate these people? Because one thing you're known for is motivation. You motivate people, man. Man.
Yeah, man. Some people say, man. Some people call me a super motivator, man. But honestly, man, honestly, God, man.
Yeah.
I'm a be truly real and keep it a beam with you, like full transparent. That deployment was the roughest 9 months in my military career,
Mm.
and it wasn't the roughest because of the time, the extension, uh, what the junior sailors had going on. It was a matter of, you know, my climate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the climate of, like the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a mental guy.
Yep.
Like you
Yep.
said, I motivate anybody for
Oh man.
anything. So my routine is what kept me going.
Yeah.
Waking up 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm working out at 4 o'clock in the morning. And after I'm working out at 4 o'clock, at 5:30, I'm doing devotion.
Yeah, I saw that. I
You
saw
know,
that. I saw
I
you
was
and your
doing,
guys doing devotion
yeah,
every morning,
man. And
man.
then I do a real devotion, and then at 12 o'clock, 1200, I do a midday devotion. You know what I'm saying, to get me back grounded. No telling what got through at me when I first came into work. You know what I'm saying? What problems that I had to face, the
Yeah.
operational tempo or whatever was going on. So I did another devotion. You know what I'm saying? Let me check in again
Yep.
to get my mind back recalibrated. And then that just took me on to 1900 or 2000 or 2100 or whenever I had to get off. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
then
a full day.
yeah, a full day. Yeah.
Man, so at what point, probably on the deployment, did you say, hey, I need to pen all of these down? I need to write a book. I need to, when did you even start writing this book?
I'm gonna say around like month four, month five. Along with the working out and the devotion,
Right.
I also read.
Mm.
I picked up reading on deployment. Just to keep my mind sharp.
Yeah.
Not a matter of how many books I can read. Everything I read, it got to have a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's some
Yep.
form of self development
Yep.
or some insight on something I feel like I'm ignorant on. So constantly reading, and then the idea coming to my head of like everything that was going on around me for junior sailors and um you know what I'm saying, my personal problems. I felt like I needed to compartmentalize so that I can keep my emotional intelligence in check.
Okay. Okay.
Because I kept myself sane because I was doing devotion and working out.
Right.
But I needed to be able to keep myself from snapping,
Mm.
on whether it be junior sailors or my direct leadership. You know what I'm saying? When problems coming at me every day, because when I went into work every day, it was something.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So how I need to be able to keep myself sharp, lead, deal with everybody's problems and minds and what's getting thrown at me. You know what I'm saying? Without acting out of emotion.
Right.
The physical piece, I was handling that. The spiritual piece, I was handling that. The mental piece, I was handling that. But it was points, you know what I'm saying, where I felt like these junior sailors crash out, you know what I'm saying? It's my turn to crash out too.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily on them, but it could be higher ups, it could be anybody.
But
You
you
know what I'm
can't.
saying? But I can't do that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The reason why I can't do that because I'm in a leadership position.
Yeah.
I gotta be able to navigate whatever it is that come my way. So what I did was I'm like, okay, I'm doing all this stuff. Let me write it down. And,
Mm.
and then when I wrote it down, I'm like, okay, man, this is really the formula. This is really the formula to keep me from going in a dark place, crashing out, staying stagnant, running on a treadmill, ain't going nowhere. Like this right here gonna keep me calm in the storm,
Mm.
no matter if I'm fresh or I'm burnt out.
Okay.
I'm gonna be good regardless because this is a tool, you know what I'm saying, to keep me recalibrated.
So this was a system that you built
A
to
system.
get you going,
Yes, sir.
no matter.
System.
Man. What's the name of the book?
The Mission Ledger.
Man, book is thick too, right here.
Hey, 90 days. 90 days, man. Also threw in, some words of encouragement and affirmation now, man.
Yep.
It's a tool, man.
The back of the book says the world is full of possibility. Keep dreaming and reaching for the stars. Right here. That's just one of the motivational stuff in there. Book, Mission Ledger, track purpose, execute growth. The cornerstone of personal and professional success starts with self-awareness. Man, how did you come up with that statement? That's some true statement. Good. I guess what I'm trying to do is picture when you were writing these things down and what you were really going through when you were writing these things down.
I was fighting. I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you, man. I was fighting, man. I was fighting because simple fact of what I was going through, what I had to get through, and where I was trying to go.
Okay.
I was trying to get through the day, every single day for deployment. I was going through a period where, I'm away from my kids, had a kid, went combat, leading junior sailors, higher operational tempo, which means higher stress, higher ups that I ain't see eye to eye with all the time, for being honest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just keeping it a buck. So when you going through that and you still in a leadership position where you got to lead the troops, there is no room for an emotional response, because at the end of the day, I'm the Achilles heel.
Right.
Right? There's folks that's higher than me that got more responsibility. But you know how it worked when you're a first class, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then don't be a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a dog, because when you a dog, you going to be the one that got to go and eat most of the time, the go-to all the time. And one of the cons of that is, you know what I'm saying, the overwork, the being burnt out. But, you know what I'm saying, heavy is the head that wear the crown.
Yep, absolutely.
So how do I keep my head up to wear the crown? Right? There's comes some type of technique, repetition, and that's where that tool came in at. This generated straight up out of hardships and things that I went through, right? It talk about emotional intelligence in there. There was days where I was low. I was pissed off. I was mad. What does emotional intelligence got to do with that? What triggered me to be pissed off? What triggered me to want to crash out?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What triggered me to be sad? You know what I'm saying? What triggered me to not even want to be around certain people? That's a part of that workbook, right? So that came from that gratitude. Some days just waking up, going through the motions, man, feel like I don't even, what am I doing here?
You just thankful. That's
exactly, right? Spiritual practice, right? That's in there.
Yep. So that's actually the first one.
Yeah, the first thing.
What I'm looking at, same thing you're seeing here, and you see it on the screen as well. So it's a deck log, kind of give you a little nautical, theme going with an anchor in the middle with a date, so you kind of date it and you kind of assess yourself on the day to day, what you're jotting down and stuff like that. But the first thing you see here is spiritual practice. What does that mean? Is that all relative as far as whoever's writing this down, what their spiritual practice is for that day?
Yes, your spiritual practice, whatever your faith is, whatever you believe in, whatever your spiritual practice is. Do you meditate the first thing when you wake up? Do you meditate? Right? Do you pray? Do you say, thank God for waking me up today? Let me move my legs. Let me be able to breathe. Somebody ain't make it.
Yeah.
Right? What is your spiritual practice that you do? Right? Because that's going to be the focal point of even being grounded.
Right.
So that is the first thing you need to make sure you check in with yourself, because that's gonna make sure that titanium of your mind stay strong. You know what I'm saying? Because you can practice everything else, man, but whatever that faith is, that's gonna over override, supersede all of that. So you
Right.
need to start your day off like that, or if you working night, start whatever it is, whenever your day start. If it's in the morning or nights, whenever your day start, man,
Yeah.
you need to start it with a spiritual practice.
And then next to that, you have another section that says, "Today I'm grateful for," and there are 3 blocks on there. Uh, and do people got to be grateful for 3 things, or you got to be able to find 3 things that you're grateful for? That's like a conscious exercise that you got to do, because things happen around us. Just being awake is something you got to be grateful for.
Oh yeah,
Having
for sure.
food to eat, right on top of your head, you can name at least 10 things that you're grateful for.
And that's perfect. You know why? Because you can jot the first 3 things down, or the most important out of the ones, right?
Right.
And when your day end, if you feel like you had a bad day, or your day was pointless, or you felt worthless, you felt like you don't know why you here,
Mm-hmm.
you can look back and say, these are the things I'm grateful for. Man, the day was trash. I'm over this. But man, I'm still getting paid on the 1st and the 15th.
Yep. Yep.
I still can eat food 20 hours out of a 24-hour day on a carrier, even though I've been deployed for 9 months. It's people out here starving.
Yeah.
And I can go eat 20 hours a day.
Mm.
Oh man, that ain't nothing what I was worrying about earlier. Never mind. I changed my mind.
Yep.
It don't faze me. Like it don't bother me like I thought it did at that moment.
It reminds you that it's not even that bad.
It ain't that
Right.
serious.
That's powerful. The next to that is personal goals for today. You have 3 blocks on there. Now, how do you? So the first time you wrote this book, right?
Yes.
What were the 3 personal goals that you set for yourself that day? The first time this came to your mind and you were writing down.
The first time that I wrote that down and my personal goals, I'm gonna be honest with you. My first personal goal of the day was to make it through the day with at least chewed out than I did the day before. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that was coming. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of them, man. I got chewed out a lot.
Is that hold this?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hold this, man. Put your hand out. Put your hand out, man. Hold this L. But all seriousness, man. Like I said, the operational tempo and being in combat, man. Like you said, it's a lot of guys that just graduated high school, went to boot camp, and now, hey, we finna build these bonds and drop them on somebody. It's a lot of growing pains, man. So, I took a lot of chewing outs, man.
Yeah.
Whether it be for that or whatever it is. But, you got to be able to take that to the chin and keep it moving. So, my personal goal was to minimize that.
Yeah.
Right? Impact somebody for the day. Like I said, the morale was low. People burnt out. Everybody over. So, how can I touch somebody today? How can I motivate somebody? It could be as simple as walking past somebody in a P-way and like, hey, what's up with you? You good? Yeah, I'm straight. Stop them. Is you really good? Like, what going on with you, man? And then I'm going to really sympathize with them for a second, because I'm going to say, hey, man, I ain't good today. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real. My mind ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of pissed off. Like, when I tell them that, especially a junior sailor, if I tell them something like that, they looking at somebody like me, right? A leader, somebody that's probably well known on the ship, you know what I'm saying, that folks look up to, you know what I'm saying. If I just stop and tell them that, oh man, hey, hey man, I ain't with it today either, man. You know what I'm saying? This what got me down, man. I ain't talked to my family, or you know what I'm saying, I got chewed out for this. Now I done broke something in somebody. Now I done let folks know that they can vent. It's cool to talk about it rather than hold it in and really crash out. You know what I'm saying?
Unlock the whole level of, them being open and wanting to talk about,
exactly.
Because people harbor a lot of stuff inside, which, we already know that creates a lot of are the issues, you know. And one of the things that you can help yourself is to talk it out. You know,
Yeah.
especially when you meet someone that's willing to hear you out, or even in the same boat as you. So
Yeah.
him just walking up to someone and just saying that, like, you know, I'm having a bad day, just like you know, it makes you feel, man, I'm not really. It's not just me, you
Yeah.
know. And then what? You know, you sympathize them for a quick second. Then what? And then you hit them with, man, you gotta let's jump out of it.
Hey, it'll be
Right.
all right. We'll be good. Hey, I tell you a quick story, man. Like happened on deployment for real, for real. We got extended.
Mm.
I mustered my division, early in the morning. I said, hey man, who tired? Who here tired? Raise your hand. Hey, if folks raise their hand, you know what I'm saying? We done been on deployment for almost like 8 months, 8.5 months when I had done did it, right? I said, raise your hand if you tired. Everybody in the division raised their hand. I was like, raise your hand if you're ready to go home. Everybody raised their hand again. Hey, if you over this, man, just be on it, man. If you over deployment, man, just raise your hand. They raised their hand. When everybody finished raising their hand, I raised both my hands. I said, man, I'm tired too. I'm over this, man. I'm ready to go home. So I was like, look, think about it. I said, man, one of y'all shipmates, man, he ain't here right now. He lost his father, man. So he had to go home to bury his father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He a young adult. That's the first traumatic event in his life. And he deployed. Like stuff like that make you a man. Because he gonna go home, see his father get buried, and he gotta come back. You don't get to stay home in the Navy.
No.
They only gonna give you about 10, 12 days. And then you gonna come back and they gonna tell you to get over it and get your mind right. So you gotta grow up fast, right? They didn't have to go through that. I said, be thankful that you ain't gotta do that. One of y'all brothers gotta go bury his daddy.
Yeah.
So be grateful if you got your parents. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling them to be grateful for things like recalibrating their mind. And then I'm telling them like I got stuff going too. I miss my kids. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? I had one on deployment. So I'm frustrated. I got emotional problems too. And I explained that to them.
Mm.
After that happened, they come up to me one by one. Hey man, you just inspired me because you told us how you feel. Because sometimes when you're in a leadership position and when you hold a standard and you so consistent with it and you're not changing, right? They see you as a Superman or they see you as a monotone, just go, 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 don't get tired.
Yeah.
You always got energy. Nothing phases you. Nothing gets you down. But when you show them that you human just like them, it's like, oh, okay. All right.
We're not going through it by ourselves.
Nope.
Yeah. So next one you have is your midday emotional intelligence monster.
Yeah.
You know, and I want you to talk to us about that because you have a few, emojis on there.
Yeah.
So how does that come about? Midday. So I'm assuming somewhere around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And maybe forward it, whatever, however your day starts or whatever. But like, what is the point of the emojis?
The point of the emojis is for me to circle in which one I'm feeling at my midday. That midday is for a check-in on my emotions.
Okay.
Yeah. So my day start at 4 in the morning, man.
Yeah.
So it's a lot that happened from 4 to 12.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So either I just let it ride or I check in with myself to see where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I see where I'm at, I'm like, okay, this is where I'm at. And then that's also let me check myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, that happened. I might be pissed off at 12 o'clock, but what pissed me off could have pissed me off at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Like, dang, man, you still there, bro? You still there? You gonna let it go? What?
Mm.
And then I see it like, oh man, this really got me pissed off right now in my midday check-in and happy morning. Another recalibration.
Man, we're still here talking about AK's book, Mission Ledger. It's still the King Vibe podcast. It's a lot to unpack with and this is just the first page. First page, man. So next thing after that is what affected my mood. you have a slide on there that gives you the ability to talk about what throughout the day affects your mood or just that time, because it's right after the midday check-in.
Yeah.
So is that just for the afternoon, or you just kind of casting your mind back to, throughout the whole day,
Yeah.
what has affected your mood, either positive or negative, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. So what affected my mood for the day? You know what I'm saying? Because there's two things that you want to do.
Mm.
If my mood was affected in a positive way,
Yeah.
I want to keep doing that or put myself in a situation where I keep being happy, keep being motivated,
Right.
keep getting energy, my mood energized. If I realize that my mood has been bad, sad, mad, well, I need to track that and what it was so that I know how to navigate if it's people.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? The operational tempo, whatever it is, I need to be able to identify on paper.
Mm.
So when I go to the next day to wake up before I start my new day, I'm like, okay, let me flip the page. Let me see what yesterday will look like. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me avoid this person. You know what I'm saying? Let me avoid talking like this. Or, you know what I'm saying? Let me approach this situation differently like this. Or let me be around this group of people. Or let me do this more because it made me happy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To keep me recalibrated and grounded in a good space. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. If I can identify what make my mood good, I can move good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. As Nick used to say, you feel good, you do good.
Oh, yeah. Look good, feel good, perform good. Man.
All right, so after that, you have your midday mindfulness practice.
Yeah.
How does that come about? Are these things that you plan on doing?
So my midday mindful practice is devotion again.
Mm.
So in the morning, I did devotion in a group setting. Right? That midday is just for me.
Right.
Yeah, ain't nobody else. Right? That's when I keep doing my personal devotion. That morning devotion might be, a scripture get expounded upon, and then we be vulnerable. Like, hey man, this is what I got going on. This is where my mind at. This is where my emotions going at. I got stuff going on at home, or this how work going. I'm venting. That's gonna happen at that morning devotion after the that spiritual piece happen.
Okay.
I'm a vent and let everything out what's affecting me mentally, emotionally. That midday gonna be strictly study. Strictly study. Pick up the Bible, read, understand the word,
Mm.
right? And then, I get inspired by the word,
Right.
and then keep my day going, because I done been enlightened with that midday mindfulness, because my mind is at ease.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Reading the word, understanding the word, you know what I'm saying? And then I keep going forward. I feel better. You feel better after you pray.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
For sure. Okay. And then after that, you have today I found good in, and you have three blocks on there. I think this kind of goes back to, when we talked about what you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Just
Exactly.
being positive about something.
Yep.
Your whole world could be upside down, but you find a way to find the good in something.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of remind yourself, put it on paper. I'm assuming that's kind of where
Yep.
that comes from. Okay.
Correct.
And then the last section on the page is today's pass down.
Yeah.
It says thoughts and reflection.
Mm-hmm.
How does that come about?
That's gonna pretty much be, a summary
Okay.
of my day. Right? When I woke up, I felt good after this workout. You know what I'm saying? Or this workout, my energy was low. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I had to stay up later than usual, but I still got up at 3 and hit it.
Yeah.
My energy was low, but I got to, I went. I showed up. That's what matters, right?
Yep.
devotion was fire in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I really was vulnerable. I vented. I got everything off my chest and my mind on how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Or I felt moved by whoever was at devotion. One of my brothers, they you know what they said moved me. You know what I'm saying? Made me even more grateful. You know, and I went into my day refreshed. And throughout the day, I felt good because I accomplished something, right? I inspired a junior sailor or somebody inspired me. I found the way to get inspired out of my day.
Okay.
I found some good in my day because you know 2 negatives make a positive.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
you're going to always get negatives on deployment, especially if you're in combat.
All over the place.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let's kind of veer off a little bit. What is your targeted readers? What kind of people is this book really intended for?
Man, this workbook is really intended for people who running on the treadmill, man. People who running on the treadmill, right? Because when you running on the treadmill, you just running in place,
Yeah.
right? The target audience is people who want to own discipline but not rent motivation.
Mm. Let's hit that one more time.
This workbook is for people who want to own discipline, who don't want to rent motivation.
Man.
So it ain't about just being in the military, being somebody that got a career. If you in college and you was geeked, hyped, ready to go to school, motivation ain't nothing but emotion, man. When that emotion wear off, then you know what I'm saying, you gotta really dig deep in yourself to keep going. That's where discipline come in. You could be in college right now, first year of college. You really want to go out here and be a doctor, a lawyer. You know, you was motivated, you was inspired. You made it into school you wanted to go to.
Yeah.
But you got there, you know what I'm saying, and you seen how the college life is. Now, you know, you don't know about it because it's such a hassle now. You ain't at the crib. You got more responsibilities. I know your mom ain't gonna wake you up. You still gotta do. This is what this tool for, man. You gotta own discipline because motivation is rented.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's who this is for. And it's a system. It's a system to keep you productive in life. Not just productive in what you're doing, your task at hand. Be productive in your career. Be productive at work. This is to keep you productive as a human being for yourself. This is a system that you can use every single day, that you can wake up and be a better person, because you can get success and be complacent.
Yep. Absolutely. And lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So flipping through the book, I see another page which is different than what we've kind of been seeing so far, and it talks about the end of week reflection.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a trophy, and it says "in my bag this week." And you guys can see it. We'll have it on the screen as well. And then right under that, it talks about what went well this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's is that a summary of everything that has happened throughout the week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you have another section that talks about listing all the goals and a task that you accomplished or you made progress on.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
The point of that is, right, it goes back to running on that treadmill. If you write down goals, if you write down objectives, if you write down something you're trying to strive for, that keep you from being complacent, stagnant, in that funk, right? But if you just wake up every day, I mean, you know how it is. You go on deployment, you wake up, rinse, and repeat the same thing every single day.
Yeah.
If you set out a goal, something that you're trying to accomplish, that break that cycle. That give you something to wake up to look forward to, because you're trying to achieve that, right? And when your week comes to an end, this what I've accomplished that week. That where you don't feel like, man, it's another week that just don't went by, man. I don't even see no point of being out here, man. Like
Yeah.
I haven't accomplished nothing. I've been in college for a whole week straight, going to class every day, you know, doing these tests, doing these studies, whatever it is. I'm a student athlete. I've been going to practice every single day this week. Play the game, win or lose, draw, and back up at the same thing again. But if you give yourself something personally, right,
Right.
to strive for, that give you something in your day to look for.
Okay. Okay. And then right under that, you have where it talks about still in progress. You know,
Yeah.
things that you couldn't accomplish.
Yeah.
Right. Um, and then unfinished task and the next step.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because somebody like me, man, shout out to my therapist. I go to therapy, mental health as well. Um, when you such a person that's a high achiever, you're alpha, whether it be male or female, right? You always trying to find the next thing to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't accomplish it, you kind of like get in your head and doubt yourself or be bad on yourself, right? That simply is to give yourself some grace.
Right. Okay.
Because you can set goals, and if you don't accomplish it, then that's fine. It's cool, right? You can identify that you didn't accomplish it, why you didn't accomplish it, and then you can move from there, right? That's that give yourself some grace piece, because you can set out goals, you can set yourself up mentally, spiritually, emotionally, right? You could try to create this system, right? But sometimes systems don't always perform as advertised. But that's okay though. That's okay. Cause systems can be rebooted.
Right.
iPhones, they always come out with a new upgrade.
Before you know it.
Yeah. And how do they know to upgrade the phone? They identify bugs. You can identify why your goals didn't work for that week, right?
Right.
And go into your next week and you can work faster. Just like the iPhone. Come with better upgrades, faster, better quality, you know.
Okay. Now, if you had to pick a page,
Uh-huh.
oh, let's say maybe no, let's stick with to one page.
Yeah.
Pick one page out of the book that's your favorite. I know that'll be hard, but
Uh Man, I think the first page, man. I think the first page, the page where we talking about
the deck log.
the debt law, man.
Okay.
The debt law, that'll be my favorite page, man. That'll be my favorite page.
Is there a reason?
Cause that's gonna be me owning my discipline and not
Okay.
renting motivation.
Okay,
You know?
makes sense.
Oh
It's
yeah.
pretty powerful. Yeah. So what's next after this? I know this book is coming out, right?
Yeah.
It's not on the market yet.
Ain't on the market, but it's coming real soon. First 100 copies will be coming out very soon. All will be autographed. Exclusive. Only the first 100 will be autographed, and they coming out soon.
Do we have a release date, or we're gonna try to keep that as a secret? I don't know. Maybe by the time you watch this video, it'll probably be out. But
Yeah, something like that.
we already have people reserving some of these books. So
Yeah, man, yeah, man, it's a hot commodity, man. Because once again, man, this is a tool. This is a system. You know, this is just not something you pick up and read and try to figure out what it is you trying to read.
yeah,
This workbook is you picking it up, trying to figure out who you are.
yeah,
That's powerful, man.
yeah.
You pick up a book to get some insight, get some development, figure out what the book is about. But you pick this workbook up, and you figure out who you are. So when folks seen this prototype, the first thing they do, I need this right now. I need it. Can I have it? Because you figuring out who you are, but you also figuring out who you can be.
Yeah. So watch out. We're gonna this book is gonna be released here shortly. But watch out. The Mission Ledger, written by Audric A.K. Kittles. We're gonna wrap it up here, but before we do, we're gonna give the floor to Kittles, and he's gonna give us his final words here.
Hey, the mission ledger, right? I just want anybody out there that got anything going on or they don't, right? You trying to figure out life, you trying to figure out who you are. Don't matter where you at in life, whether you successful, you're not, you don't think you got it together, you don't think what you're doing is it. This is for you, right? Not no journal, not uh, a book somebody wrote that's trying to be the New York Times bestseller, but this is for you to figure out who you are and who you can be.
All right. Uh, let's drop your social media so people can go on there and try to find you. Until this book hits the market.
If you trying to find me on social media, I'm more active on Instagram.
Okay.
Uh, Greedy Boy, Greedy Boy, Greedy Boy underscore AK. That's me on Instagram. That's where I'm more active at.
Yep. So if you want to see more of this, until the book gets released, or even in the meantime, go on AK's Instagram, Greedy Boy underscore AK on Instagram. Go check him out. Follow him. But we appreciate you coming through, AK.
Hey,
You know,
always a pleasure, always an honor, man.
Thank you very much giving us the honor to outdoor this book. Yeah, and people are gonna find a lot of value in this book. But until next time, please make sure you like, share, subscribe.
Please do that.
Follow his Instagram as well. We're gonna release this on all platforms, and you're gonna see it. But we appreciate y'all sticking around. Thank you very much. My name is Kwame, host of Kim Vibe Podcast. We'll see you around.